flopping now, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, James Harden ends up in a different state. You know what I mean? A different state of mind, a different state of the country.
He would.
A whole different
Yeah. Justice for the blind, just something that'll find in the rhymes that are coming from my mind.
So one thing I wrote down. So here I wrote this down. Reggie pushed the Reggie push off. Now that is a push off, and we're gonna bring this back in episode 10.
Yeah.
That is a fucking push off.
Yeah,
And
clearly.
that would get called today without a question. I mean, my man straight checks him.
Yeah.
But what I actually wrote down, Reggie push off and MJ's reaction to immediately call a timeout. So as soon as Reggie hits that shot, MJ doesn't even react to the push off. He gets flung back, immediately tries to recover on defense, immediately sees the shot go in and calls timeout. This is a big moment in the series. I don't know how many players, maybe I'm wrong.
And people are flopping now, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, James Harden ends up in a different state.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A different state of mind, a different state in the country.
He would.
A whole different thing.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah.
And but MJ's state of mind to immediately call the timeout. What is that? Game 6, right? Is that how Game 6 ends or Game 5 ends? Or maybe it's Game 4 that ends this way. I don't even remember. But so anyway, he pushes off. MJ calls a timeout. I just found that amazing to me.
Yeah, it's staggering. It's staggering in the modern era where every single player, especially Dinwiddie, thinks he can bitch at the refs.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, bro, you don't start on your own team.
Correct.
Like they actually talked about that. I actually heard other people talking about this, talking about how like he doesn't react to that kind of it at all, at least in the way that we see it.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely say something to the ref as he's walking across the baseline.
Yeah.
But I forget which teammate of his was talking on somewhere else, or I read it somewhere else the past few days, where it's saying that Michael only addressed the referees in that kind of way during timeouts or at halftime.
Situation. Yep.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to get himself out of the play,
Mm-hmm.
where you see like Chris Paul will dribble the ball up the floor, still talking to the referees.
Yep.
Like that did not fly in the 90s.
Yep.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. I'm sorry.
No. And I mean that like even growing up, that's the way I was told to. First of all, I was told not to talk to the refs, but I was also, it was play through the whistle. Like just in any sport, it's like you keep going.
Right.
You let the refs, you let the coach defending on the calls, and you keep getting hacked. And then you just keep going through. That's why when I do play ball, like I don't call foul a lot because I have to focus on making it, or trying to make the shot, or layup or whatever.
So I don't think you want to draw attention
because I'm Shaq out there.
But
I don't think you want to draw the attention to the physicality because you're a hacker.
No, because you have to do that to me.
Anyway, go ahead, Vic. I'm sorry. We're not going to do this again.
Another thing that was kind of brought up over and over again about Jordan is like his ability to be in the moment, right? Yeah. Where it's like the offensive foul that clearly happens is that doesn't get called. Him getting the like satisfaction of getting to berate a referee about it is not more important than him trying to stop that shot from going in.
Yep.
Where like these other guys can't be in that moment long enough. If this happens to me, it's important to me. I have to now, deal with this frustration in a way that's unproductive.
Yeah.
Sometimes he might have been so hyper focused he didn't even realize how insane that was.
No, I've heard from teammates that he was fucking pissed.
Oh, okay.
Like immediately pissed, but he just wasn't gonna show it in that way.
Yeah. I mean, it's just clear in today's NBA. The first thing that happens is the player complains to the ref. They make a half-ass effort to get to the shot,
right?
But really are complaining to the ref the entire time.
Yeah.
And again, MJ immediately calls that timeout. It just, to me, I thought was incredible. Reggie admits it. You know what I mean? Which is, it's such a funny relationship, the Reggie MJ relationship, because it's like Reggie doesn't hold a candle to MJ in any way. He's not MJ's biggest rival.
Nope.
You could say he's his biggest rival in the East only because they play the same position, but even then, it's really not his biggest rival in the East. It's even though he does say the Pacers pushed him the hardest.
Yeah.
who knows if that's true considering
outside of the Pistons, he said, right?
Yeah, outside of the Pistons, but that's kind of shitting on all the Knicks battles that they have.
I found that interesting too, but I think that's maybe because of like the matchups. Like,
yeah. I mean,
as big as the Knicks were, they didn't ever have a great crop of guards.
Yeah. If you ask like any New Yorker, they say John Starks was the most overrated, player.
Yeah, for sure.
My uncle hates John Starks.
Mm-hmm.
He's a diehard, he loves Patrick Ewing could do no harm, but he's like, in his opinion, everyone like kind of big ups John Starks. They're like, he wasn't that good.
Yeah.
But I mean, when it comes to the Pacers, and we talked about this. I was looking at their roster. I'm like, dang.
Yeah.
They do have, the Davis brothers.
Yeah.
Even just like role players, like having like they had such a, just a physical team too, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Davis brothers, them dudes were monsters. It was like, and then you had at center. I mean, they just had a lot of talent on that team.
And you had guys on the perimeter that they had to guard.
Yeah.
Like they didn't like outside of John Starks, you had a lot of guys on the Knicks that were just setup guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right, but you had guys like even like Travis Best coming off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's not remembered like by a lot of guys, but he was an athlete.
Yeah.
And he can get to the basket. He's gonna make you work. Like it wasn't the same kind of thing. Like if MJ's guarding, I mean, outside of John Starks, like Charlie Ward, like that's not the hardest assignment in the world for him.
Yeah, Derek Harper.
Yeah, it's like Doc Rivers. Like, are we really worried about any of these guys?
Nah, bro.
And the one thing too, I think to Reggie's credit, probably the best thing that Reggie his best talent is making his teammates believe that he's the baddest dude on the court.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because his teammates and his teams really went with him like Jordan's teams went with him. Even though there's no comparison, they're not comparable, but the teammates believed in him that way. And he earned it. Listen, he earned their belief. You know what I mean? I'm not going to shit on Reggie. Reggie was one of my favorite players growing up. But we do remember him. We romanticize him a bit for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But, it is what it is. They push him to 7 games, and maybe that's also why MJ says that. But one thing I did want to say, too, so they tell the Black Jesus story.
Yeah.
And I realized something, because we had this conversation a couple weeks ago about when Michael says the thing to that's not Scotty Burrell. He says that too, about who gave you the tickets. God gave you the tickets, remember?
Yeah.
And you said
Randy Brown.
Yeah, it's Randy Brown. And you said if LeBron said that, the whole world would go crazy.
Yeah.
And I think I realized there's a difference here, because I don't think anybody would react at all if MJ says he's Black Jesus, or if Kobe said it, no one would care. If LeBron said it, but it's because it's out of his persona.
Correct.
That's outside of his persona to say something like that. Whereas the Black Jesus thing, MJ saying that is true, maybe. I don't know. You know what I mean? I think he at this point has convinced everyone that, he could walk on water, right. Which is the exact reference, actually, Reggie says, you're the guy who can walk on water, and then MJ lights him up. And I fucked this up, add this to the list of fuck-ups, because I wanted to look up the numbers of this game to see exactly the stats of how they finished. But
what, that series?
The Black Jesus game, the game that Reggie references, that he finishes with 2 points in the second half.
Justice for the blind, just something that'll find in the rhyme that are coming from my mind. Used to come in for the blind.